Hi, and welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, John Zimkus. Our first guest is Officer Tim Cooper, the School Resource Officer for the Lebanon Division of Police. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, sir.
Now, how long have you been the School Resource Officer?
I've been the School Resource Officer since January of 23.
And we now have two, right?
That's correct. Officer Short is our second SRO to come in, and so my role is the high school and junior high, and she serves kindergarten through 6th. So she has Bowman, Donovan, and Barry.
Okay. Now, since you've been a resource officer for the entire district, and also now just for 2 schools, what's the difference between the two?
I'm able to focus more attention, I guess, really on the students and the schools in particular. I don't have as much of a responsibility when prior to having Officer Short in the role. I had the whole district. So I'm able to focus on just the high school and junior high students.
Do you get to know the students better?
I do, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things we're here to talk about, is getting to know young people better, because there's going to be a national open house. What's it called now?
It's National Night Out.
Now, I almost got it. Okay. Now, what is that and when will that take place?
So the National Night Out, it is a community outreach program that's offered throughout the nation. The organization is National Night Out, and any member in law enforcement or police agencies can host their own event. And the Lebanon Police Department has hosted their event, or our event, since 2011, or at least since then. And this year, it will take place the first Tuesday in August, which is August 6th, and that will run from 6 to 8 p.m.
And where will it be held?
It's going to be at Pleasant Square Park, and that's right across from the post office downtown.
Do you often have it at Pleasant Square Park? I tend to recall it being other places in the past.
It's not always at the same location. The past couple of years, we have hosted it there. It's centralized, and it's just a good spot for us to host. But it's not always been there. We've had it downtown on Silver Street in front of the police department, and I know we've had it at the YMCA in the past.
Yeah, that's what I recall. Now, the main purpose of that is what again?
It's just community engagement. It's an opportunity for members of the community to come meet us, get to know us, as well as other agencies and departments in the city and or that we utilize in the course of our work.
And what will take place there?
Really, it's just going to be a fun night of entertainment. There'll be food, snacks. We'll have some bounce houses and some trampolines. We'll have a DJ there, and it's all free to the community.
Okay, now I read in the handout I was given that there's going to be officers from several departments there?
So in years past, and we've had agencies from, or agents from the Warren County Prosecutor's Office. I've invited a member of the ATF this year. Warren County Sheriff's Office usually sends an officer, and a big one this year for us will be one of our newest officers, our K9. He'll be there and going to be able to put on a demonstration for everybody.
Oh, that's great. What's the dog's name?
Echo.
Echo. How long have you had Echo?
Echo has only been with us, it's just been active for, I'd say, a month or so.
Now, when you have someone like Echo, Echo bonds with a particular officer. Isn't that the case?
Yes. His handler is Officer McGee.
Now, there's also going to be something called Cram the Cruiser.
Yep. Cram the Cruiser is just another opportunity for us to give back. And what we're doing is asking for anybody who can and wants to participate to donate school supplies. We do our best to try to load up a cruiser with as many school supplies as we can. And then after the event is done, we'll load everything up and then divide it amongst Lebanon City Schools. Now,
there's going to be something, from what I read, 5:30 to 8 in the same park, but on the south side, there's going to be, is it a handing out of school supplies?
No, we collect school supplies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we start the Cram the Cruiser a little bit early. So if somebody wants to get there early, drop off donations, they can do that either before the event, or if they just want to take care of that early and then be able to enjoy the event, they can.
Yeah. Now, since you've had it, you've been there for a little while, what are the benefits for you and for the kids?
For National Night Out?
Well, it's being the resource. Well, the national, they're both in a sense similar.
They're similar but different.
Yeah.
My role in the school, I am there to ultimately provide safety and enforce any type of laws that might be violated. We're fortunate in Lebanon City Schools that I don't have to address those too often. So a big part of my job really is the engagement aspect, and I really enjoy that.
Now, have you done the night out before?
Yes, sir. National Night Out, I assisted in hosting this past year. So 2023's event, I helped organize and participated in. And it's just a great opportunity for kids to come out and have a good time and for us to get to interact with them and really just get to know us.
Is there anything else we should let the viewers know about the National Night Out?
We just hope that you can make it out. It's a great event. Everything is free. There'll be a lot of other agencies that we work with and members of the community that will have literature on what they have to offer, and it's just a good time.
Now, I saw something about a truck. Is a truck going to be there to take a look at, or?
So we will actually have one of our SWAT vehicles there. We'll have some of our police cruisers there. The fire department, they'll usually join as well, and they'll bring some of their vehicles, and kids always like an opportunity to come check the vehicles out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks so much, Tim. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
National Night Out, Tuesday, August 6th, 6 to 8, Pleasant Square Park. Be a great opportunity to find out what the local police department does and have a relationship with them. You'll enjoy it. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our next two guests are Casey Burdick. She is the Recreation and Natural Resource Coordinator for the City of Lebanon, and Mickey Markey, and she is representing the Lebanon Garden Club. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, we had the two of you here a couple of months ago talking about Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
But Mickey, now you're still in the flora category, but it's no longer representing the Tree Commission. It's now the Lebanon Garden Club. And there's dual events going on at the exact same time, at the exact same spot. And Mickey, what is it?
Well, the garden clubs have had a butterfly release there for 10 years. This is our 11th. And we release not just monarchs, and a variety of butterflies. But every year it gets bigger, more people hear about it and want to come and watch 500 butterflies light the sky. It's beautiful. It's a nice event.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And good for families, wonderful for little ones.
Now, Casey, at the exact same time, this is at Miller Park, right?
Correct.
Miller Ecological Park. What's taking place?
So their event was so popular, we thought, the park board decided, why not piggyback on that? And we started doing what we call the Monarch Run, which is a 5K run and walk through the parks to help raise a little bit of money for the park system.
Now, have we done the run before?
Yes, this is the 4th year, I believe, for the Monarch Run. So it's a nice thing, get people, they can go in and take a tour of Miller Park, if you will. And then what we actually do is all the participants get a butterfly to release at the Garden Club's event afterward.
Yeah, afterwards. You don't want them running holding a butterfly.
No, absolutely not.
Now, as I understand it, the entire run is in the park. Do you have any idea what the distance around the park is?
Sure. So we've made it into an official 5K. So it's 3.1 miles. There's one section you have to go over twice to go ahead and get that full distance, because if you just go over all the trails once, it's a little shy of 3 miles. So we found a way, stretched it out to the 3.1 miles.
Now, it's a walk and a run. Are they held at different times?
Nope, everybody starts at the same time. Okay. The runners start at the front, the walkers start at the back. And, you say when you pay your registration, the walkers probably get more value out of it because they're out there a little longer.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time, though, and it's a beautiful park to go take in the different types of ecosystems and all of that.
What is the registration? How much does that cost?
So it's $30, and we're actually a timed race this year, so officially a CHIP timed race. So we have a group coming in to help us with the timing. And you can register ahead of time. There's a link on the city's website, or you can register the day of as well.
So you can, okay. Now, how many people did you expect? How many did you have last year? What do
We
you
had
expect
around
this year?
50 people last year
Okay.
come out. All ages are welcome. You just have to do your best to get over the distance. It usually takes people, the really fast people get it done in 25 minutes. The majority of people are done within an hour.
Now, Mickey, the butterflies, 500, did you say?
Between 400 and 500 every year is a little different.
Okay. Now, if you want to release a butterfly, that also has a small price tag,
The butterflies are $5,
except if you're running the race.
and then it comes free.
Yeah. Okay.
And we, it's not a fundraiser for us. It's just an event that we want to get people in and let them learn more about pollinators. The monarchs have a sad story going on right now, and we're just trying to educate people.
Yeah. No, they are. What is the plant they like? Is it milkweed?
Milkweeds.
Okay.
Some butterflies will have a host plant, which is the plant where they raise their babies. Caterpillars don't go very far in their lifetime, so the eggs are laid right on the plant that they're going to eat and grow up into a chrysalis. So some butterflies will go to a number of plants, several different ones, but monarchs only go to the milkweed. And so the loss of habitat where milkweed is, a lot of farmers are using like Roundup Ready corn. And when they plant that, they can broadcast Roundup on it. But it not only kills, weeds around it, it kills all of the milkweed. And there's just so much milkweed lost through that.
I did some homework studying on the monarch. And I found out, first off, there's only about 10% of the monarchs. They normally, from around here, fly to Mexico, perhaps Florida.
Mexico.
And but only about 10% of the eggs and caterpillars become mature. And then in the last 30 years or so, like 1 billion monarchs have been lost because not only of the herbicide, but also the loss of their habitat in Mexico.
Right.
From logging.
And habitat here. In the 80s, they said normally the population of the monarchs, I don't know who counted them, but they were up in the billions, 1 billion, which is, that's a high number. And now there's like 33 million. And there's different migration routes. The ones that we see go back to Mexico. And then there's some that are on the other side of the Mississippi. They usually go to California, some to Mexico.
Now, you mentioned the word chrysalis, which I had as part of my research. Most people might know a cocoon, but only a cocoon is only for moths that spin silk, right?
That's right, moths.
But the chrysalis is sort of like the monarch's cocoon in a way, isn't
Right,
it?
exactly.
Okay.
Good job.
I'm an old teacher here. We also should be planting milkweed to help the monarchs here because they're so beautiful. The butterfly is one of the most fascinating insects I've ever seen. Is it the Crone Conservatory in Cincinnati?
They have different butterfly shows through the years.
Yeah, well, yes. Going in that one room and the butterflies are all over you, they're landing on you and what have you. It's fascinating. Now, other events there'll be some educational events taking place too, right?
We have a tent with a lot of different education.
Yeah, there's a lot of different other
Honeybees.
local community members and organizations that'll be there. So you can arrive early and you can learn about the plants that are in the garden that the garden club does such a fantastic job of taking care of, and as well as different insects and different things like that.
Did we say the date and time? I don't know if we have or not.
It's always the second Saturday in August. So this year it's August 10th. We sell butterflies. We should be there 8 o'clock, and we sell butterflies until 8:45.
And the release is what, around 10 o'clock or something?
Just a little after 10.
And when does the race begin?
The race begins at 8:45.
Okay.
You can pre-register between 8 and 8:30, and it's going to be there at the archway at the front of the park. Is where the start line will be.
And what kind of turnout do you expect as far as people?
Last year we had about 1,500, we think.
Oh, gee,
And
that's
the first
fantastic.
year, I think we had 70 or 80 people. We always counted. We were so excited. And then we had like 150, and then it was 300. And then we shifted into social media. And now we have to make Casey count. We can't count that anymore.
Yeah, you want to get there early. Make sure you get a parking spot. Otherwise, you have a long walk from the junior high.
We have several chairs available that we set up, but you should always bring your own chair to if you need a chair to sit down.
Now, do they come from outside the area?
The butterflies?
The people.
Oh yeah, we have people come from all over, even out of state.
Okay, now how about the butterflies? Where do they come from?
They come from Michigan. We could buy them from a number of different places, but because we're east of the Mississippi, we have a lady that we work with in Michigan, and she supplies butterflies.
Yeah. So the butterfly, it's egg and it's larva and it's pupa.
Pupa?
Pupa. That's all in Mexico, right?
No.
No?
No. I don't know this. I don't know if you know the details exactly, but they have several generations here.
Oh.
And then when they leave here to migrate, they go to Mexico. Then they're in the trees in Mexico. They're in diapause, which is super hibernation-like. And then when they start warming up, then they start to fly north. And when they're at that point, they go into what is called sexual diapause, where they're not sexually mature. But as they start their flight back to our areas, the northern areas, then they become sexually mature again and they will mate. But the same butterflies that leave here are not the ones that return. And sometimes it's several generations later. That's what's so amazing about it.
Yes, it is
And
fascinating.
scientists don't really understand why they do this, how they do this, but
Yes,
we could
I
learn
read
a
that
lot
they
by
instinctively
studying.
go back, but I thought it was more directional. But it's beyond that because they're several generations away.
Right, right.
Oh, that's fascinating. Now, what's it like to see the butterflies release?
It's amazing. And we used to get only monarchs, but now we get different kinds. And they all fly differently. Some of them have little short, jerky flights, and some of them have long, swooping flights. And just to see all of that together is beautiful. And the whole day, people come in and out with their cameras and take pictures. The garden that we maintain there is a beautiful garden. It's about 5,500 square feet. And it's a small garden club. We have about 20 members. And we work pretty hard on keeping it in check. But people love to come out and check the garden out all year long.
So the butterflies hang around the park? Oh, that's great. So will they be days later still there for the most part?
Yeah, they don't stay real long, but they'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
Several days.
Okay. I live on the other side of the park, so I might see some of them in my backyard.
Well, and I live across town, and I'll see butterfly populations increase that time of year.
Okay. Now, this is Saturday the 10th. We have the run at 8:45. It's a 5K, 5K run and walk, $30 registration. You can register online or in person. Doing pretty good so far.
You're doing pretty good.
And the entire run is in the park itself.
Yes.
What kind of surface are they running on? What does the park have?
So it's a mix of the real fine crushed gravel. It's very similar to what they have on horse racing tracks. So it's actually fairly stroller friendly. But when you get to the back, then it is just natural surface, dirt and grass trails. So if it's been raining, which not much has been falling lately, you may hit a couple muddy pockets back there, but you'll hit the gravel again by the time you get back out. And Millett Park is relatively flat. So it is very kind of beginner friendly as far as trails go.
Oh, that's good. Now, Mickey, the Lebanon Garden Club will be there around 8 o'clock. You can start buying. Can you buy it around 8 o'clock, or should you
About
wait till
8:30.
8:30?
Yeah.
And they're all released at 10 o'clock.
But we talk for a few minutes. It's usually about 10 after 10.
Okay.
But you have,
And it's $5 for the butterflies.
they
Now,
come
if-
in little glassine envelopes, and we tell the kids how to hold on to the edge of it very carefully. But we pass them out all right before we release them. And then we have a countdown and they all go.
Now, you say they come from Michigan. So how long are they in the envelopes?
They, about 2 days, and they ship them overnight on ice. And we have to get them out of the ice about 7 o'clock in the morning and let them warm up. If we just open the box, they would just sit there until their wings warmed up.
And so they're going to be hungry and probably light all over the place.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, they get on people's face, on their hair, on their.
Oh, that
it's
sounds
so much
great.
fun, and the kids love it.
Oh, I bet.
And I hope they learn a lot about monarchs and other pollinators.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is great. The run and the monarchs butterfly release. It sounds like a fantastic morning and day at Miller Ecological Park.
Last big hurrah before school starts.
Yes. Well, thank you both for being here. I mean, Arbor Day was great. Butterfly release and monarch run is fantastic. I'll see you two again later on.
I'm sure you probably
will.
Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you around town. Don't forget the butterfly release and the monarch run. Both will be fun. Take care.